And then when you consider the impact on the industry, it's completely undesirable. How is it a good thing to have kind of like the the old New York, you know, deli owner leaning over your order and putting his thumb on the scale and pushing down? How is this a good thing when we're trying to have valid measures and compare health plans with each other? And this is literally what we're doing when we start to remove data. These are not bad data. Nobody's arguing that these health plans should never have reported. They're just low.
But some of the
So
ones,
in that, go ahead.
like if you go back, so when this all came out, so we ran Tukey on Stars 2023 to kind of see what that impact was going to be, because it's one thing to understand what Tukey is and kind of in theory what it's going to do. It's something very different to apply it to cut points and see what it's going to do, see what it's going to do to an actual plan. But the one that jumps out at me, Rex and I used this example 100 times over the past couple of years. Breast cancer screening. If I remember correctly, there was one contract that was deleted based on Tukey. And because everybody was in that, let's say 55 to 75-ish range for the most part. But you had one contract that scored a 16. And to your point, maybe it should be investigated. But
Yeah,
in reality, though, if the goal is to stabilize cut points and make them more predictable, make them more reliable, that one measure, that one contract pulled cut points down like over 10 points at the 2 and 3 star levels. And so if you're really going after legitimate, predictable cut points, it does help, because that skewed cut points in a major way. And so if you really are looking at I wish I'd gone to look at this, what that contract scored like the next year. Actually, we wouldn't have that yet, but it would be interesting to look at, because if you're really trying to look at how the industry is moving, then it was right to pull that out. And the reality is, this stuff's been out there. I mean, that's what we keep saying. It's going to be a shock to the system in Stars 2024. We're already seeing that with the reward factor thresholds that dropped 15, 20 basis points. That means we saw a big drop across the board. But going forward, you should have more predictability and stability, because it takes much more movement across many, many contracts to move the industry.